Hello you guys, I just wanted to do a couple of problems that I had a lot of questions on the previous night on the homework. So the first one was number 5. So if you look at your homework assignment on number 5, I read you it here. And number 5 wants us to find sine theta. So we know with sine theta that this means we need opposite over hypotenuse. So we'll label our triangle. So they gave us the opposite side. They gave us the adjacent side. But we are missing the hypotenuse. So we can go ahead and use the Pythagorean theorem to find what we need. Alright, so we have 8 squared root 6 quantity squared plus 10 squared equals our c squared, or the hypotenuse squared. Okay? So let's clean this up. 10 squared is 100. And then 8 squared is 64. So I did the square and the 8 here. And then square root of 6 squared is just going to be 6. Alright, so when I multiply 64 times 6, I get 384. Bring down the 100. So I get 484. Right, and then, because this is a squared answer, we need to take the square root, and we get an answer of 22. So now we can go ahead and fill out our trig function over here by writing down our opposite, which is 8 square root 6, and our hypotenuse of 22. Now if you left your answer as this, then you would actually be incorrect because it wasn't simplified. So if you look at the 8 and the 22, 2 goes into 8 4 times, and 2 goes into 22 11 times. So my simplified answer is 4 square root 6 over 11. Alright, so number 14. So with this one we needed to find cosine if they gave us sine. So first I'm going to draw a picture. And I like putting my theta right here. Now based on where my theta is, this is my opposite, this is my hypotenuse, and this is my adjacent. So I know that sine is opposite over hypotenuse. So my opposite side is going to be square root of 5, and my hypotenuse is 5. Alright. The other information I know is that cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. And since we already know what our hypotenuse is, we can go ahead and put at least a 5 in. Alright, so obviously to find the other side, we need the Pythagorean theorem. So we have the square root of 5 squared plus some unknown side, the adjacent side, equals, squared, equals 5 squared. Alright, so the radical and the square cancel each other out if you're using the shortcut. And then 5 squared is 25. Subtract 5 from both sides, you get x squared equals 20. Well, we need x, not x squared, so the way to get rid of x squared is to take the square root. So x would equal the square root of 20. Now I do believe we can simplify this, so let's check. We have 4 and 5, and then 2 and 2. So we have a pair there, which means that we get 2 square root 5. So I just write that in my answer. And there you go. Alright, the other one. Number 21. So I wanted to do this one because when you got to 21, it didn't matter which trig function you chose. You should all get the same answer. So first I'm going to label my sides according to the, well, not theta in this case, but a question mark. So this is my hypotenuse, this is the opposite, and this is the adjacent. So your three different equations that you could have chosen, remember you only have to choose one, are going to be sine, which would be set up as 76 over 95, cosine, which would be 57 over 95, or tangent, which would be 76 over 57. Alright, so when you punch these in your calculator, let's go ahead and take the inverse. And remember, when we take the inverse, the inputs and the outputs switch. So if you notice, these two things switch places. There's cosine, those switch places, and tangent. Alright, and what's cool about this is that when you punch it in the calculator, for any of these, you'll get the same answer. So for this one, I got 53 degrees when I rounded it to the nearest whole degree. And you'll get that for all of them. I definitely recommend that you get an actual calculator for this. I will also show you guys what the milestone calculator is going to look like when I get back and teach you guys how to use that. Alright, here are your answers to your homework. So go ahead and take some time, go through and make sure that all of your answers are correct. Now if there are any that you find that are not correct, try to find a friend to compare your work to and see if they have the correct way to solve it. If nobody in the classroom, which there's about 29 of you in there, has the right answer, circle it on your paper and I will answer it on Tuesday.